Hello and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Muncie, joined by stand-in host, we won't say special guest Stephen, you asked me not to call you that, stand-in host Steven Lumsden. Of course, Stephen, part of Kai Thompson's pit crew, so we'll get a wee bit of a different insight tonight. It's not just the view from the terraces, but from the pits as well, as we look back on a huge win for the Monarchs, 58-32 against Newcastle Diamond. Big scores throughout for the Monarchs, Stevie, and I guess one of those nights where it's a joy to be in the pits.
Absolutely brilliant. It's always it's been a pleasure this season right through. Tonight was, well, we equalled our highest score of the season, which was last week at Berwick. So yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. You know, it's what's not to like.
Yep. From your own point of view, obviously a busy night with Kai. 7 rides, his last meeting at reserve, but maybe Alex Harkis, the team manager, doing you a wee favour. There was never 2 in the trot, so that always gave you that wee bit extra time just to get things going.
It's good. It's good for somebody that struggles with OCD a bit. So it was to heat 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it was absolutely brilliant. It was good. It was good to have just that little bit of breathing space, because it does get quite difficult. You know, when you've got 2 and 3 on the trot. But yeah, it worked out quite well tonight. It worked out for Kai on the track as well, which was brilliant to see. Yeah,
you mentioned that there. Absolutely fantastic performance. His best ever in Monarchs colours, 15 plus 2 from 7, and just unfortunate that it's a very short spell at reserve, because I guess Kai's probably enjoyed making hay as the sun shines, as the saying goes, but back in the main body of the team next week, but nothing to fear. He's beating the same guys at reserve as he'll be facing when he's in the main body of the team.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I think the only rider he never faced tonight was Ben at number 1.
Yep.
But all through, he had the heat leaders, had Wright a few times, he had Matthew a few times, so he's no slouch round there. You mentioned there that it's his best ever score. He's never actually scored less than the week before, so he's always improved on his score at home, certainly. It was good. I had done a wee bit of analysis last week when I was bored. But yeah, it's really good to see.
So basically what you're saying is next week it'll need to be a full 15.5 ride maximum to even equal what he scored this week.
we said that. How do you beat that? So yeah, but that's if there's a week to do it, it's going to be next week, is it?
Yeah, and of course it was a dominant performance by the Monarchs throughout. Sam Masters a maximum at number 1, Josh Pickering a maximum at number 4. Richie Worrell, barring a little bit of arithmetic, it would have been a maximum for Richie as well. 3 into 4 doesn't go in his first race, and came off the gas a little bit early. But absolutely dominant performance from top to bottom, pretty much from Monarchs, against a side that, yes, on paper they've been written off by many, but we've seen just a few short weeks ago how good Newcastle can be around this track.
Yeah, to be fair, I think I've never written Newcastle off. I think we seen when James came out of the Ben Fund at the start of the season, and
2020 was the only meeting, wasn't it?
It was absolutely fantastic. So we knew that there was something there. Ben, Ben's Ben. Matthew, you always get Max as well, an ever improving rider. So I think they're on all right side, to be fair. Josh's first 15-point maximum, which was good as well. He's only ever scored a 12-point maximum before, so.
So I guess it's the Monarchs team, but carrying with that, is built round the heat leaders, and tonight, 15 races between them and only 1 point dropped. It's pretty special.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I think you look across, and the teams that are the favourites that you would think, ourselves, Glasgow, Scunthorpe as well, Poole, they've all got very, very strong top ends, and I think, I don't want to curse things or anything, but I think we've got arguably one of the strongest there. They're young, they're hungry as well, and it's a great top end that we've got.
Yep, and I've asked a few of the riders about it. You're maybe in the pits, but on the other side, obviously you're not riding a bike. Just how much fun is it to be in those pits just now? It seems to be, I'm not going to say 2014 like with regards to the results and the nature of the team, but the camaraderie and everyone working together. It's no 7 riders and 7 mechanics. It's a squad of 10, 12, 15, 20 guys all helping each other out.
Exactly right. I mean, to be fair, I'm not just saying this to sound corny or that. It's not that it's fun. It's just it's enjoyable, but it's it's hard work. You're right. You touched on there that we kind of all work together, which we do. Everyone jumps in and helps out where needed. We've got, I hope he doesn't mind me for saying this, but we've got a bunch of mechanics that are kind of sitting waiting to get involved as well. Like young Chris Ramsey, who wasn't working. I don't want to make it sound like he's been dropped or anything like that. Like his part, but he's scratching to get involved, and he loves it as well. He helped Nathan last week at Berwick and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, so great place to be, great score on the track for the Monarchs. We flip it over at the Newcastle side. We touched on their team and how solid they are there. Just never really got going. Ben Barker was always in and about it. He was challenging all his heats. Pretty subdued night by their Armadale standards, by Max and Matthew, and James Wright. Probably he admitted himself, and we'll hear from James in a minute, chasing the setup most of the night, and that can always be the case. I mean, we talked about Kai having 7 rides, but they were spaced out. James had 7 rides, and I think he'd had 5 by heat 8. He certainly had 4 by heat 6, and maybe it was 5 by heat 8. And when that's the case, there's just no time to change everything, and you're chasing your tail probably from the off.
That's it, and you're not giving the bike much of a chance to cool down or anything like that, which is hugely important. I thought you might have noticed when we bring the bike back into the pits, you stick the clutch cooler on it right away to try and get the clutch as cool as possible before you send it back out, which helps with the starts. James has obviously not had much of a chance to do that, which worked in our favour because he's an unbelievable rider. But
so James Wright, obviously busy night for himself, 7 heats, but always gracious, and he took time to speak to me after the meeting. We'll hear from James now. So James, tough night for the Diamonds and a busy night for yourself. 7 rides. Was it, just a case of kind of coming up against a team that was ready to go and taking a wee bit of getting used to on the track?
Yeah, to be honest, like when I'm having 7 rides every meeting for Newcastle, and to be honest, I don't know how we did as a group because I'm so busy. I mean, I know I got myself together towards the end of the meeting. I'm glad I finished off with a win. I love riding this track. It's always a speciality track, but yeah, I got the setup in the end, and it was a bit too late. But I don't know the scoreline at all. But I take it wasn't too good.
I think it's 58-32 to Edinburgh now. Yeah. But I guess from your own point of view, that's a challenge, isn't it? 7 rides is tough at the best of times, but when you're out in 4 of the first 6, there's actually very little time to make any changes.
Yeah, well, we finally got a bit of time later on, but it was tough. But I'm glad I got it sorted and finished off with a win. I mean, for me personally, but obviously we just got to regroup tonight and start again, I think, at Redcar on Friday, and then we've got them at home. So I think, just got to bin that now and just move on. There's nothing we can do about it. And, Edinburgh are a very good team, especially at home. I mean, I know the scoreline was a lot different when we came here the first time, but maybe some of them riders, what were new this year, they probably just getting used to the track as well. So, but, I think as long as we winning all of our home meetings, we'll be doing well this year.
Yep, and I guess that's the thing, isn't it? That this is probably, I've not maybe looked at every score, but off the top of my head, this is the first time that actually has been a heavy beating for Newcastle. The team was maybe written off a little bit, and you've proved a lot of people wrong. So, as you say, all you can do is dust yourself off and go again.
Yeah, I think everyone has that mentality when we come, but we're a great unit. We're all triers, and I think everyone who's seen us this year, even though the scoreline's been bad or good, we've always given it 100%, and I think sometimes the scoreline doesn't reflect on how hard we're riding, but we're gelling as a team, but we just got to just move on. I'm so busy with 7 rides, I don't have time to think about anything, but I love having 7 rides because it just keeps riding and it's better for me. So
I guess I'd say from your own point of view, finishing on a heat win always makes it a shorter drive down the road.
Yeah, definitely. I was I think midway through the meeting I was struggling bad, and I just couldn't find the setup, and we changed a few things for the last 2 races, and it worked a treat.
So, and I guess obviously it kind of touches on what we're speaking about there. James said, actually it was me that told him the score of the match. When you've got 7 rides, you're so busy, and you're in the back end of the pits as an away rider, so you don't get a chance to come out and see what's going on. But battled away hard, and he won his last race, the only heat win of the night actually for Newcastle, so he can be happy with his efforts, and sort of, there'll be better nights for Newcastle. They're a solid outfit. They've proven some people wrong already this year, and they'll prove more people wrong as the season goes on.
Good, I totally agree with that. As I say, it's always a great place to go.
Yeah, one of those nights that Newcastle should talk their wounds and move on. And Monarchs in great form, none more so as we talked about with Sam Masters. Number 1, Maximum, also involved in our heat of the night, which was heat 15, probably saving the best till last. I spoke to Sam Masters after, and then we'll go straight into that heat 15 now. Sam, another big win for the Monarchs, another Maximum. Pretty good place to be just now.
Yeah, I tried a different engine today and not very good. But I got a Maximum, so it's okay. But we need something special for next week. We've got a big one, with some old home Edinburgh boys.
Yeah.
So we've got to be on it.
Yep, and a good team performance tonight, obviously. Yourself and Josh Maximum paid 17 from Kai. It was 13 from Richie. Big scores down the line.
Yeah, massive. It's a good day for all the boys, really, and we needed that confidence boost for a busy week, busy month as well coming up. So we need to be on our game, and we all are. So we've got to keep it going now and keep having fun.
And that heat 15 there, I think you looked over your shoulder to let Richie through. Did you maybe forget you wanted to let Ben through as well?
Yeah, I probably waited a bit too long and watched a lot of speed off when I was doing that. So Ben challenged me for a few laps there, but we got the upper hand in the end, and we know Ben's always going to try. So you got to be ready. But we got the maximum, so happy with that.
And overall, the form you're in just now, probably the best form you've been in for a few years. All over Britain, we've seen Wales 14 last night, Bellevue, a maximum at Ipswich the other week. It must just be great fun going everywhere now and banging in the double figures.
Yeah, I've got a good bunch of people around me that are always helpful, and maybe Lenny as well. Having him there keeps me mind off the not important things. And
good choice of words there, sir.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. So I'm loving it.
Definitely. Well done tonight, Sam. More of the same next week.
Cool, thank you.
On the inside, Weathers, Masters, Barker and Worrell. Ben taking a while to get lined up. Again, exploding from the start. Masters goes across the circuit and just leaves enough room for Richie Worrell to go roaring to the front. Here comes Barker on a big challenge on the outside. Almost up with Masters. Is he round him? No, he isn't. Terrific riding by Masters to hang on in that second spot. Barker giving it absolutely everything. Another big challenge. Now Weathers is in on the act. So I think the home pair have got control now. Well, Ben Barker threw everything at that for 2 laps. Whoa. Diamond's getting messed up on the last corner, and it finishes 5-1. I'm not sure who got the third place point, but Barker was so close to getting through there. I thought he was a couple of times.
Sam, there, Stevie, if that's him on a slow engine that he's not happy with, then we look forward to him getting a nice fast engine under him in the weeks to come. But we touched on it in the commentary, it's been mentioned a few places, there's not many riders in the country going better than Sam is just now.
It's funny, I said that through the week. I think somewhere on social media. I totally agree. I think he's probably he is one of the form riders in British Speedway at the moment. If not the form rider in British Speedway at the moment. I think everybody will probably want to beat him. He's unbelievable. He's a great captain to have, and just it almost feels like quite an honour to have him as part of our team. We're quite lucky.
Yeah, it's great to him, but he's a club man. He speaks about his love for the Monarchs. We see how much he gets involved. I think, being a family man now settled him. He chose his words carefully. He never swore. He edited himself. But he says, having Lenny now means he doesn't sweat the small stuff. He doesn't worry about stuff he can't control now. He's there to do a job. He's got other things. When he's not racing, he's not obsessing about what went wrong. He's been a family man and he's loving life. And it's great to have him as part of the club. We'll need that again next week. We've touched on it there. Obviously, a dominant performance tonight by the Monarchs. 58-32, the final score against Newcastle. 3 league points for the Monarchs. We'll look ahead to next week. During the week, we'll have a preview show. Myself and Dave picked up that on all the Monarchs websites, social media on Wednesday night. A huge weekend ahead against Glasgow Tigers. Set to be a big one. Restrictions are easing. There'll be more fans here. There'll be that red blanket up on the third bench. They all come through. They make themselves known. And the teams that are in my eyes, the two top teams in the league just now. There's, teams have made changes. Leicester now look very strong with Hans Andersen, Zane Kennedy. Scunthorpe are flying under the radar and went top of the league this week. But a big tussle. It's been, well, obviously we missed that year. It's been 20 months or something in the making since we last faced them, and everyone's buzzing. I can't wait for next weekend, Stevie.
Yeah, it should be a cracking meeting. I've been through Ashfield a couple of times this season. The track's unbelievable. It's absolutely superb. It's been given a lot of credit, and rightly so. It's probably one of the best. It's certainly the best that I've ever seen Ashfield. The team are a cracking side as well. With Craig and Justin there, obviously Ricky as well. Ostergaard's flying. Sam Jensen,
you can
where do you stop?
And that's why they're up there. But that's a bit too much being nice there. This is the Fork Monarchs Friday Focus, Stephen. Too diplomatic for my liking. We'll get the true thoughts on the unedited version, available after the watershed. No, only joking. Big weekend ahead next weekend. Obviously, Wednesday night you'll get the preview show. Myself and Dave will head to that with the thoughts of both camps to come. Until then, it's thank you very much for stepping in, Steve. I hope you've enjoyed it. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you.